Wow! Tengu is coming. When I saw a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse when I was a child, my elders would say that it was Tengu who ate the sun and the moon. What kind of monster is Tengu, and why is it so powerful? Let's take a look at how Tengu appeared in the human world and how it disrupted human life. In Japanese folklore, Tengu is a monster with different images, usually described as a monster with a tall stature, a red mask, a fan, and a long nose. It is said that Tengu can fly, transform, and control wind and rain, and is a very powerful existence. According to legend, Tengu is a monk who became a monster due to failure in his practice to become an immortal. They often appear in the mountains and forests, like to tease humans and punish evil people. Sometimes, Tengu will also appear in the human world in various forms, such as natural phenomena such as solar and lunar eclipses. Tengu is considered a mysterious and magical existence, and people are both in awe and curious about them. In folklore, Tengu is often portrayed as an existence with both a kind side and an evil side. They can bring good luck to people, but also bring disaster to people. Whether as a character in mythology or as a ghost legend in daily life, Tengu is a mysterious and charming existence. By understanding the legends and stories of Tengu, we can have a deeper understanding of Japanese folk culture and traditional beliefs. In December 1949, there was a man who worked as a school janitor in a certain elementary school. He was an upright person and the breadwinner of his family. He and his wife had a son and a daughter, plus an elderly mother, a family of 5, representing the situation of many families. However, an accident changed everything. At the end of November 1949, he was bitten on his left foot by the cat at home, and after being treated by a doctor, he was fine. But in early December, the man's injury worsened again, causing him to fall into a coma. The mother and wife were very nervous and immediately notified the principal of the elementary school where the man worked. The principal immediately raised funds from the staff in the school and planned to use the funds raised for the man's funeral. However, a miracle happened, and the dying man miraculously woke up. The mother and wife were happy and immediately reported the situation to the principal. Just as the mother and daughter were preparing to use the money for medical expenses, the man suddenly changed his mood. Not only did he run wildly, but he also climbed up trees and roofs, and kept talking to himself, claiming that he was the reincarnation of the Tengu spirit. The man's crazy words and deeds did not stop. He began to insult his wife and mother. Soon after, he ran away from home and shouted wildly in the street, attracting the attention of passers-by. The heavenly dog spirit that children often talk about is actually the protagonist of this article, the heavenly dog. The legend of the heavenly dog originated from China. As early as in the book Classic of Mountains and Seas, it was recorded, there is a beast, its shape is like a raccoon or a leopard with a white head. It is called the heavenly dog. Its sound is like a pomegranate or a cat. It can ward off evil. From this text, it can be seen that the head of the heavenly dog is white and its body is shaped like a fox or a leopard. In the literature, the image of the heavenly dog is both good and bad. It was once regarded as a lucky beast, but it was also regarded as the incarnation of a meteor. For example, if someone observed a huge fireball in the sky, if it was in ancient times, it would be regarded as the incarnation of the heavenly dog. In addition to fireballs, as long as there is a solar or lunar eclipse, people will also say that the heavenly dog eats the sun or the heavenly dog eats the moon. Why is there such a saying? It is said that there was a saying in the Ming dynasty that the sun god and the moon god came to the human world to steal the medicine for resurrection, and the people on earth sent dogs to chase the sun god and the moon god, but they had already drunk the medicine, and even if they were swallowed by the dog again and again, they could be resurrected again and again. The legend of Tengu later spread to Japan. There is a record about Tengu in the Nihonjoki. At that time, people believed that Tengu was the incarnation of a meteor. The Nihonjoki was written in the Nara period. As time went by, the image of Tengu also changed. In the Heian period, the image of Tengu began to combine with monsters and gradually turned into a monster. This monster-like image of Tengu was partly influenced by Japan's mountain worship. At that time, people regarded mountains as a different world and believed that the strange phenomena that appeared in the mountains were caused by Tengu. Therefore, Tengu was also regarded as a mountain god. The image of Tengu in Japan is not quite the same as described in the Shanhaijing. The Japanese Tengu we know now is flying in the sky, with a long red face and a long nose, wearing clothes like a mountain ascetic, holding a round fan in hand, wearing high-toothed wooden clogs, and doing some bad things, etc. However, since Tengu was introduced to Japan, there are actually many different images, which can be monks, boys, or like ghosts. In short, the image of Tengu has been constantly evolving. The image we are familiar with now was established in the Muromachi period. There are many types of Tengu, including the high-nosed Takano Tengu, the pointed-nosed Karasu Tengu, and the Kanaha Tengu, etc. The image of Tengu varies in different parts of Japan. For example, in Wakayama, because Tengu looks like a practitioner wearing white clothes and can fly freely in the sky. The locals therefore call them sky gods. In Oigawa, Shizuoka Prefecture, Tengu is called Sekiri. The following article will introduce the different incarnations of these Tengu one by one. The first is Nose Takashige Tengu, also known as Dei Tengu. Dei Tengu, because he fell into the Tengu path, will not grow old or die, and has an appearance like an immortal, trying to hinder Buddhism. It is also recorded in Buddhist scriptures that Tengu can destroy the heavens, and like Asura, he is a monster that is harmful to heaven. The feather fan held by Dei Tengu is a prop that allows him to fly, hide, and transform. Holding a large feather fan also has the effect of making demons retreat. Dei Tengu is also said to be the incarnation of Emperor Sudoku. Emperor Sudoku was exiled to Sanuki because he was defeated by Emperor Goshirikawa in the Hagen Rebellion. During his house arrest in Sanuki, Emperor Sudoku entertained himself with Buddhism every day and hoped to be reborn in the Pure Land in the future. He put all his energy into making copies of the 5 Mahayana Sutras, some of which were written in blood and some in ink. He hoped that the copies of the 5 sutras would serve as evidence of his offering to the war dead and his reflection. Emperor Sudoku presented the 5 copies to the court and asked that they be stored in a temple in Kyoto, but Emperor Go-Shirakawa refused, saying that the copies contained curses and returned them to Emperor Sudoku. Emperor Sudoku was very angry because Emperor Shirakawa's actions angered him. He copied these copies with great effort, and he wanted to prove his repentance to Buddha, but he was slandered like this. In anger, Emperor Sudoku wrote on these copies with blood, "This sutra belongs to the devil's way," and he had disheveled hair and long nails, and he turned into a Tengu after his death. After Emperor Sudoku passed away, blood would flow out of the coffin even if the coffin was closed. The resentful spirit of the retired Emperor Sudoku turned into a Tengu, and an epidemic suddenly broke out in Kyoto the following year, and many nobles and court officials fell ill and died. Then the monks of Inryakuji Temple in Kyoto gathered to petition the court, and then a major fire broke out in Kyoto Anjin Fire, and later people around Emperor Shirakawa also died one after another. A series of unfortunate events made Emperor Go-Shirakawa very afraid of the resentful spirit of the retired Emperor Sudoku. In order to appease his soul, the retired Emperor Sudoku was renamed Sudoku-in. Since then, the impression of the resentful spirit of the retired Emperor Sudoku has been deeply rooted in the hearts of the Japanese. In the mid-19th century, when the throne was passed to Emperor Kame and Emperor Meiji, in order to prevent the resentment of Emperor Sudoku from haunting again, they regarded him as a god to worship. Emperor Meiji even sent people to Sanuki to welcome his soul back to Kyoto, and built Chiromine Shrine to enshrine the retired Emperor Sudoku. Emperor Sudoku is one of the typical examples of Tengu legends. His vengeful spirit became a Tengu, which shows that Tengu also has a vengeful spirit side. Whether it is an immortal monster, a vengeful spirit of a human, or the Tengu spirit possessed by the man mentioned above, it can be seen that although the image of Tengu is changeable, it is generally a terrifying monster that will cause chaos when it appears.